All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for HunterxHunter, episode 88.
All right.
Yeah, we have our buddy Knuckle, the Elvis-looking dog
lover,
wonderful guy,
fighting. Shoot.
Well, he's fighting still.
Right.
Shoot is looking on the side in the background, and we don't really know if he's going to enter in, if he's going to engage, if he's just waiting. He seems to be waiting
for a sneak attack when they are done. Because then they'll be tired and weak.
Yeah, or something like that. The Netero squad has set up their strategy, their alternate dimension. Not really alternate dimension necessarily. They have some kind of portal that goes to a place that
has Netero.
That has Netero. And they keep dropping ants in there, and Netero is obviously
cleaning up.
Taking care of business.
Yeah.
I like this very simple one-by-one dispatching of Chimera ant strategy.
Yep.
I do think, though, that it's going to be a problem
once they get to
someone that's actually really strong.
Right.
But the Chimera ants are also planning their own counterattack.
They are.
Things are a little bit up in the air right now as to where it's going to go.
Right.
I think it's going to kind of continue the pace of building up towards the king's eventual birth.
Because he is coming.
Yes, and once he's here, I think that's when everything's going to change.
Yeah,
just like how Neferpito changed the game completely,
right?
Just by her presence, which we have been confirmed by people that yes, they're all ants, so gender is completely out the window as far as things go. But she is referred to in the manga as a her.
Gotcha.
So that whole thing's there. We have Shia Puff out there as well. And we have the new one with the crazy name that I still haven't remembered yet.
Wait,
isn't there a third one that just?
No, I think that is Shia Puff.
Oh, it is Shia Puff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Shia Puff. And I guess we're ready to get into the next one. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Just a bit.
So will you interfere or won't you? Okay, shoot. Sounds good.
All right, and opening. So
yeah, we don't want to watch that right now.
Yeah, so he definitely seems like he's going to interfere. But
I don't see what his game is, though.
Right.
If he's waiting for them to be done.
I mean, I guess that's a good strategy because they could be lulled into a false sense of security, maybe. But
I guess it's just too chaotic to jump in. But yeah, I want to see more of Bisky this episode.
Well, yeah, that's always nice.
Bisky is like top tier side character material. Like
definitely.
I love when she's involved in the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah,
no.
What?
I hope they never do something where, in order to further reaffirm just how dark the show can get, they like kill Bisky or something. That would suck.
I think this show does other things to prove that it's dark, not just killing people. Like,
sure. I mean, they did just do that with Kite, but yeah, they're really creative.
Yeah, but Kite,
like what they do with the poke clay.
Kite was painfully obvious once it came up to the point they were like,
right.
Like we guessed in the beginning that he was gonna die, but we were thinking he was gonna become like the Chimera Ant King and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. This was a rough fight.
Yep.
Oh, this is shoot strategy. Ha! Just get them while they're weak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. McMahon.
So does that mean he uses a gun? Oh boy.
Yeah. So if you fail here, we're going to lose a lot of respect for you. That's all.
Right.
All I'm saying here.
Because he should be able to totally waste.
I think there's going to be an emotional reason why he doesn't kill them.
The only reason I would say that it would make sense for it to not work is if they predicted this somehow and are putting up a front.
The sweat. What is that?
So why aren't you going for it?
Yeah. Oh, cool. He's afraid for some reason.
Is this just his problem in general? Like,
maybe he just doesn't like killing kids.
okay.
He is a coward! Oh my gosh!
He couldn't
good.
Two tired and helpless kids.
So no wonder he's not going on the Chimera
Ant just not
thing.
Even try at this point. Neither of them are good assassins.
The
problem is he's stupid.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposite of what their problem is. Kind of how Shoot and Knuckle have their character flaws. Mm-hmm. These guys have their ability flaws. They're not strong enough. Right, he wouldn't be good for an extermination squad.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's a proper hunter. He can interact well with animals.
And Bisky.
Whoa,
cool.
Growth. Okay. I love
her magazines.
I love that Bisky just doesn't care about what anyone else thinks about her.
Yep.
When it comes to like the little things.
Right. Especially when you think about the fact that she's in her 50s.
Right. I mean, she's a little bit of a hypocrite when it comes to that as well, because she hides the fact that she's old intentionally because she's kind of insecure. I'm curious to see how they're going to resolve her Palm's little character dynamic arc thing.
Because it seems like they're making it so that all three of the new characters are physically capable, but they have some personality problem or whatever that makes it so that they're just grossly incapable.
Biscuit!
Food.
Eat all the things.
That's right.
It's really crazy what happens when your body is put into like constant muscles breaking down point. You will eat so much.
Like a monster.
Yeah. 6,000 calorie days and stuff. It sips tea casually. This is just depressing aura.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be able to beat both of them, not just one of them.
Right. Like,
nearly over the edge.
Yeah. You know what's funny? She actually reminds me of Darkness from Konosuba.
Really?
But like the depressing kind, not the masochistic kind, you know? She is literal darkness. Like,
that's true. That is true. The darkness goes away.
Pinky
completely.
swear.
Her head's all bobbing. Like
she's just like, I don't understand what's going on. She's like, I don't understand, but... Oh no, oh no! Because she was already kind of crushing on him.
And meanwhile, Koa and Bisky.
Yes! Like, wow, God, you're getting really good at this. Ah! I like that we can still have comedy while extermination squads are going and hunting and killing down, like...
Okay.
This is a bait patrol, probably.
Like, yeah.
Yep. It's funny how his name is Baitel, but it's like, he's probably the bait. Dang. Oh my gosh. Pure panic. Right. So what are the really strong ones doing? Are they
right? Exactly, because the whole point is to draw them out so that you can try and take them out. But
dang, they can't see more than 3 Khmer ants away from each other. Wow. Wow. This is super effective. I just want to see what happens when they come through.
Yeah.
Oh, he let a couple in. They're increasing the rate.
When are they going to show the pile of bodies?
Maybe he incinerates them to the point where they're just dust.
Sure.
Like, they're not even, like... I think that's the point. It is a surefire method. Exactly. Well, also, you're sending the small fries over his way.
Exactly.
Dang. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's graphic. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Right.
Right. I love it. So I wonder if they're removing the variables before they actually go into the nest itself.
I mean, it makes sense, so that less variables, especially for infiltration.
That's the assumption, yes.
Right.
It's probably somewhat correct, but there's still the fact that they're banking on one being being that which carries them.
Single point of failure kind of a thing.
Right. Not yet. Okay. Okay.
All right.
I wish we had a timetable, like kind of a 5 days until the king's birth or something.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, exactly. Dang. Ah, cool. Like,
They can
get
get
him
fully
now.
rested in 30 minutes. Okay.
Awesome. Gotcha. Because at this point, they should probably focus on doing other things other than increasing their Ren output.
Right.
Okay. I'm with that, but I would like to see some Hatsu techniques.
Yeah.
What the heck? the freaky yes.
I'm sure you can handle it, Biscuit.
Oh, I really like
many
this guy.
doggos.
Maybe it's because my name means dog. That's why I like him so much.
They're supposed to take out Knuckle and Shoot.
Right.
Now, granted, Shoot is kind of a coward, so... But still.
Right. I think the thing... Also about... Oh, you see those shadows? Like, they're... This is ruling cool right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We get to see some Neferpito.
I think so.
Oh, I love this scratchy violin. Let's go. Okay, so right, there's still a third royal guard that hasn't.
But it looks like
hasn't come out
probably
yet.
going to get born right now. Oh,
Gotcha.
Boy.
And snap. Okay, looks like a
Muscly dude. Oh.
Oh, that's Shiapuff.
Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Is this some kind of Nen ability? I am hyped.
I am all for musical powers.
Or wait, maybe he's oh, whoa, Kite. Holy crap. Kite is being controlled by this power in order to... Oh my gosh. This is the kind of dark stuff they can do. Oh. The next Royal Guard. The blunt instrument Royal Guard. Holy crap. It's a monster. Yuppie.
Some Frankenstein-looking dude.
Yeah.
Yuppie.
Right.
But let's just go with Yuppie.
This is going to be the aggressive one that initiates a fight.
Right, because now that there's 3 of them, they don't necessarily have to keep everyone at the base.
Right.
Right.
He's gonna be like, okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're pushing his ego buttons. All right. Oh, they're gonna take turns. That's how confident they are.
Yeah. But,
Be smart about this, Gon.
he will. He's going to hit him really hard.
Yep. Okay.
But he was able to block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some proper Gyo techniques. Oh, he's using Ken. He's localizing all of his aura into one defense. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Should they go... Should they go on the offensive? Oh, gotcha. They're going to wait for reinforcements. Oh, gotcha. Right, so they're starving them out, essentially.
Gotcha.
So the queen might not even be able to birth the king if they don't have proper food.
That's possible.
Or at least the king will be born defective. Oh,
right.
What if that happens?
That would be
really crazy.
Well, that's
a very real possibility, though. But we'll see.
That would actually be really cool if they used Gon and Kill as decoys.
Sure, why not? Oh. Oh, you do you? An intelligent character archetype that rolls high on gambling. All right.
Love it.
I do love it, yeah. Whoa.
Whew.
I don't think he defended fully there. Or maybe he did.
Maybe?
Oh.
Gon's got to start striking back at some point.
I think he's not fast enough. Use that first comes rock thing. It is kind of flawed, but we'll see. Yeah, because we don't even know what his Hatsu is.
Okay.
He's teaching him. Wait, whoa, what's going on? Is this just how they're ending the episode? Whoa. Oh, that's a good way to end this.
All right.
Because if this is war from Netero's point of view, he's looking at this as like a game with pieces. And he's like,
I might need to sacrifice a few pawns.
Right. I have a large force with a lot of pieces that I'm up against. And their pieces have definite values.
Right.
But the thing is that some of those values are strong enough in which we will have to essentially do some trading.
Right.
Like, I'll trade one of my pieces for 5 of yours.
Right.
And as long as it's efficient trading, it's right. But the thing was, they were talking about how
still pretty
Nav was talking about essentially rolling high on gambling. And that's kind of what the chairman is doing. He's Netero. He's gambling here too. He's gambling on 3 of them being able to take out, 100, of sorts.
Right.
I mean, I don't know exactly how many Chimera ants there are, but
and the thing is, the best thing for them to do here would be to not be able to defeat the king when he's born, but to stop the king from being born. If they're able to have Gon and Killa show up, use them as decoys and stuff,
right?
And potentially sacrifice some people, they could actually have a shot.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, okay. So that was an episode.
That was an episode. It was a little bit of an in between episode, sort of, because the fight started with Knuckle, but it didn't reach a definitive conclusion or anything. But that stuff with Netero and Morel
and Nav
yeah, that's
if you think about the whole idea of them having a goal of completely exterminating the Chimera ants, they have to take this in a very step-by-step strategic approach.
Systematic.
And with the strategy they use thus far, they're not risking very much, if you think about that. They're actually not gambling much of anything.
No.
But the fact that Nav brought up the fact that they should gamble,
he is a high roller,
and he likes to gamble in the high roll, because of the massive potential outcome.
Right.
This is not that, and that's really funny. That. They've essentially started off with the basics there, but now they're probably going to shift into a more risky situation.
And that kind of makes sense because it's like, okay, improve your odds and then high roll.
Right.
But
the thing is, you can only high roll so many times before you end up losing too much to high roll again.
Well, and then there's also the idea that even though they couldn't really have known this because they don't know how many, they know that there's the 3 Royal Guard that will end up being born, but they don't know if they were already born. So
true.
So the whole idea of waiting and taking out the ads, basically the the spawn, the small fry, is a good idea. But in this case, it was kind of unfortunate because if they had attacked at the beginning, they might have actually done pretty well because there were only 2 Royal Guard at that point.
Well, we've already made it pretty clear that information is the most valuable thing that you can have.
So going
here.
in blind would have been a very bad idea. Yeah, that's true.
And with us knowing at the very least the strength of someone like Neferpito eclipses, those that at least the visible power of those in Netero's squad. It means that Netero, Morel, and Nav are obviously very strong. They're the only 3 that were sent here, so they believe they can do it.
Yes.
Strength doesn't equate to
odds
overall odds of success. Exactly. Like when the king is born, he's probably going to be the strongest we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But the thing is that strength doesn't win a fight. It's going to be cunning. It's going to be clever thinking. It's going to be strategy. It's going to be hard countering.
Here's something
stuff like that.
Here's something I would love to see. They've established that they can basically portal people into their room with Netero, the death room.
Yeah.
What if Netero just wasn't there though, and they dropped 1 or 2 of the maybe even 2, but it'd probably be more like 1 of the Royal Guard in there, and they're just like, okay, and then they just left him in there. And maybe there's some way to get out.
I think you might be believing that that's an actual extra dimension, and it's not.
Even if it's not, and it's just someplace super far away, that's fine, because now they've removed them from the situation for now, and while that could cause crazy problems down the road...
That's why I think they wouldn't do that.
Right,
I think it's careless of them to throw a Chimera ant out
somewhere
of
else.
NGL, potentially, without immediately killing them. I don't think Netero is necessarily that far away, but the location of where that is also irrelevant. The main point is that, if you had...
That just seems like a great CC. That seems kind of like the thing where, the dude of the what was it, the Shadow Guards or whatever that the Phantom Troop had to deal with, having something like that against the Royal Guard would be super helpful, because they just need to get to the point where they can get to the Queen and kill her and destroy the King's egg before the King's born.
Right. I do think, though, that we're going to end up finding out at some point what the limitations are of that technique. Because if it is that powerful, I agree, they could just find a way to just warp them all into different places as they came up to them.
Right.
And then just walk straight to the queen.
Yeah.
But because they're not doing that, that's not the case.
And it could also be something where, like, since it's a trap on the ground and stuff like that, that if the person's fast enough and they react fast enough,
they just don't fall
into it, right?
Yeah.
They can't catch them in it, which is a very distinct possibility.
Yeah. Another thing that's kind of fun to think about is Netero is talking about warming up.
Yes.
I get the vibe that the reason why they, or at least Killua, for instance, discounted the strength of Netero and them comparatively to Neferpito is because Netero's the kind of person that doesn't really go all out that often.
Okay.
And when you think about...
It's like, that was 20 years ago the last time I did this.
Well, right, but when you think about in HunterxHunter, how many characters have we actually seen go all out? Which is kind of a shonen term for, like, doing the crazy risky things.
Yeah, something that...
Probably never.
Something that HunterxHunter doesn't really like to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that the main ones that we've seen have that kind of thing happen to them are main characters, like Gon.
Sure.
Gon has definitely gone all out multiple times. There are other characters that have as well, like Uvogin and Kurapika.
Right.
But with regards to these three, this is a long game. They're playing the strategy game with tactics and when you play an RTS essentially, which is kind of what they're doing, they evaluate, and they scout, they ascertain the weaknesses, and then they play a resource game.
Right.
They basically take away more of your resources than they expend of theirs.
Yep.
And in a game of an RTS, resources are limited. So in the fact that they're starving out the Chimera Ants, I think is genius.
Yep.
Because while they might be wrong, and there might be enough food in the nest that she needs in order to birth the king, there is a very real possibility that it's like the king is going to be slightly gimped in the beginning.
Sure.
And it provides a good progression for the king to grow into his own power.
It also makes for a really clever ploy on their part, because if it does delay the king's arrival, that allows more time for other people to get there and help him out, not just Gon and Killua, but potentially other people from the Hunter Association.
I don't think that's going to happen quickly.
No. But like that's something that could theoretically be on the table. So doing stuff like
that's true. That's a good point. I think what would have to happen though, in order for more reinforcements beyond just the students of the three there. I like that Netero considers Gon and Killua his, like Morel and Nav consider Netero his, like they consider Gon and Killua Netero's kids. Meaning that Netero essentially chose them, and didn't say, get out of here. Yeah. You're not going to be useful. Netero is more like, no, you guys. I'll keep you guys around, and I like that. That puts them on the level with these other, hunter, masters.
I'm also really happy that Nav was like, I'm betting on them. Like, that was cool. That's like,
because he basically puts his faith in Netero. And he's like, Netero doesn't he
doesn't mess around.
He doesn't mess around. He's serious. And when we had that final kind of closing bit of the episode, I was like, wow, this is confusing. What's going on? And then we realized, he's in his head thinking about everyone as pieces. And he's like, wait, what?
Which makes the whole thing of them sending, like, Chimera Ants to him, like, it have a whole different context and perspective. Because it's the idea that he's playing a game separated from them. They're helping him play this game.
Right.
But he's the one playing this game.
Right. And right now I think he's keeping context in what's really important. They have a timetable where they can act freely because the king isn't there.
Right, now, but they still have to get a move on.
Now, once they start kind of moving things on, towards a more aggressive stance with a little bit more risk involved.
Yeah.
I am curious if what will hold back the Royal Guards from actually just, causing actual serious problems for these guys is that the Royal Guards are also on their own form of progression as they get stronger.
Sure. Yeah. I can see that.
And once maybe, we've got more players on the field, the Chimera Ants are able to flex their own strength and make their own kind of risky, aggressive moves rather than just hunkering down and waiting.
Well, and especially since neither side is revealing their hand, they're basically making it so that whoever attacks has the disadvantage.
Yes.
Because they don't really know what, Netero and Nav and Morel can do. They don't even know how many of them there are. They have no clue what's going on other than there's people out there killing Chimera ants.
I'm curious as to, if there's this portal thing going on, right? And the range on Nav, I believe we don't know exactly actually who is creating the portal. I believe it's Nav.
I believe so too.
I believe it's Nav.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Morel that created the...
Or wait, no. If Morel was...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Nav is the smart one.
No,
right?
no. Yeah, Nav is the smart one, and he pulled out the weapon, so I think he's the one
that conjured the thing.
But it looked just the same as when he dropped the Chimerians in there. So right. I think he's the one dropping them in there.
So Nav is the one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nav is the one dropping them in there. Mm-hmm. If he can open the portal maybe bigger, or at just least even to the slightest a bit, why doesn't he open a portal with range near the nest? Now, Netero uses an Enfield
to scout
and just kind of boop, and you just kind of sonar boop, and just kind of boop,
and the Chimera ants are like, we sent someone, he's over there,
and then suddenly
gone.
He's gone. Disappears.
Oh, and then he's there. Oh, he's gone. And Netero's just like, that would be amazing.
That would be genius.
And then Netero's like, okay, this is where the queen is, and that's also probably the egg of the king.
It's probably limited due to the range of Nav's Nen abilities.
Right.
Not that they haven't thought about this, meaning that if they got that close, they would give away their position anyway. And then they might not be able to get away from like a full-on counterattack by someone like Nefertito.
Exactly. That's probably why they're doing this, is the whole idea of like, okay, we're going to stay really far away. Yeah. That way we can, go out, sally forth, and do our thing. Mm-hmm. But our main base of operations, we don't have to worry about them noticing. We don't have to worry about them spotting.
Right.
And because of that, we also can't observe their main base of operations.
So, yeah, I mean, that's maybe just an idea that has some technical problems.
Awesome.
But that would be really cool.
That would be so cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
The main kind of big thing that was happening was Gon and Killua hitting the threshold with their Ren output being a certain duration, 3 hours, pretty casually, and now going to fight Knuckle. Mm-hmm. Now, they're going to be fighting each of these guys, the assassins. These are Morel's disciples. Morel's students, yeah. But one at a time, though.
Right.
So,
which makes sense because they want to make sure that they can really beat them to be ready to go face the Chimera ants.
Right. But the thing that keeps kind of, throwing me off is that it seems like Knuckle and Shoot in particular aren't as motivated to go to NGL. So why don't they just look at this and go, wait, we don't actually just want to beat these kids, or really even go. So why don't we go all together? I know it's against the will of what Netero set up.
But if it gets to the point where it's like a close match, and it's like, oh, you managed to beat us, but just barely, here's the tokens.
Right.
At that point, wouldn't it still be a good idea to have the other two go along?
Or make contact with them and say, okay, we understand that, you wanted us to essentially win or lose to determine who goes in. But, only certain ones of us actually are really wanting to go that much.
Right.
So maybe I'm just misrepresenting Knuckle and Shoot. I really love Knuckles' character. I was very surprised by Shoot's little thing there. That was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny, but it also seemed a bit like a bit overly much on the this is my character shtick. Right.
Well, it's because we haven't gotten any other time with him yet.
We haven't.
That's
gotten
all.
Any
That's all.
Right.
Dramatic character introduction.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
So he is very much a coward.
Yes. But
why that didn't disqualify him out the gate? That's a nice contradiction that they could maybe go into. Maybe because there's
cowards aren't all encompassing though. He might be a coward about specific things, and maybe on one aspect of it, yes, he is a coward. But if he was aggressed against,
sure. Yep.
He would be extremely extremely capable. And it's more that he is a coward about initiating, potentially.
Yeah.
Like imagine you have someone that's an assassin, but they are horrible at initiating combat because they get scared about the transition.
Right.
But if the decision is taken away, the fear only lasts for a half second, and then they're in game
over
mode.
It. Yeah, okay.
I think that's probably what it'll end up being.
Sure.
Because then, yes, they would get disqualified immediately.
Because here's the thing. With what we've seen of these two, they are not assassins at all.
Yeah, not at all. Like they're hunters, and they have specific classifications of hunters. But the fact that they were called assassins way back when, it's like kind of was like, really?
Yeah,
really.
It's like now we understand why the Zoldycks are in such high esteem because they're assassins that actually are capable at assassinating.
No, hold on. These are kids. They're also hunters, So there's that respect, and they're also not trying to kill them. That's something that was brought up.
Yes.
In a little bit of a weird way, is that they're assassins, but no one has orders to kill the other.
Right. They're just trying to get their tokens.
They're just trying to get their tokens.
Still,
so if they were doing an assassination job, then maybe things would be different. I just give them the benefit of the doubt. The big crazy thing, though, this episode that needs to be discussed is what in the is going on with Kite and Shia LaBeouf, or whatever the frick that guy's ability is. I thought it was some kind of telepathy.
Well, right.
But I think that's now just a characteristic of the Chimera Ants. We were reading way too much into that.
Yeah.
No, but this guy's got some kind of violin
puppeteer.
I am so on board with whatever that is.
I am so on board with that. Here's the thing that makes me really curious. Okay. Neferpito now seems to not have anything to do with Kite being reanimated or whatever this is. Zombified.
Who knows?
Doesn't seem to have anything to do with that. So if that's the case, then playing a violin to control a puppet, like to control something else that controls a puppet, awesome. I love it.
Like so far, in terms of just eerie abilities that use Nen, this beats everything.
Yes.
But forget everything involving the Phantom Troop. I'm sorry, Shia LaBeouf, whatever that is, I am yes. And the cool thing is, I don't think it's any kind of specialist thing. I think it's going to be another combination Nen ability that's not just say conjuration. It's like a manipulation of a bunch. There's emitter stuff in there.
Sure.
There's conjuring in there.
It seems very much like a manipulator type thing, but then that begs the question.
Sure.
What exactly was it that Neferpito did? Where did that start?
Neferpito's thing healed-ish.
Right.
Something with Kite. Because the thing with her is I think she has some kind of ability that's some kind of dark restoration.
Yeah.
Basically some kind of thing where the thing that's going to be scary about Neferpito is that the bad guys actually have a support.
Right.
When you think about
they could have a respawn point.
Right. When you think about stereotypical kind of shows with superpowers and stuff, the bad guys for some odd reason never have a true support person.
Yeah.
And when I say support, I mean hard support.
Right.
They send out shields, buffs, movement speed bonuses, healing, direct healing. That's not a thing.
Right.
Because there yes, in a lot of stories there tends to be this desire to keep the
fights one-on-one or whatever.
Right.
Or the idea that buffs aren't cool sounding
or that when villains go down, it feels disheartening to the viewer to watch them come back up again.
Right, exactly. It's that was a waste of time.
Right. Yeah. But imagine if HunterxHunter pulls it off.
Right.
And
because
Neferpito's
that would
thing
actually
is just
be one of the most terrifying things ever.
Especially if the king is some kind of tank, some kind of
tank
unstoppable god thing.
Right.
And she is his support.
But the thing that the thing that makes me so interested in Neferpito's abilities is because she built a lab.
Well, that might not have anything to do with her abilities.
Maybe it doesn't, but that...
Jacob, they were next to a place that was creating drugs and stuff. She might have gone and just grabbed all the equipment. True. And also, they have a really fast learning capability.
Oh, absolutely.
So she might have just read the books and got all that info within 6 hours.
Who knows? But whenever I like think of abilities that have an actual base of operations. Anytime there's the stuff that goes beyond the physical, but then combines it with objects, some kind of physical aspect to it, that's where I get really interested.
It gives me some like FMAB Tucker vibes, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kite is moving.
Well, we don't know that's Kite.
That's Kite.
Yeah.
The main thing we don't know is whether or not Kite is actually alive.
Right.
Now, this is the thing that's crazy. We saw a puppeteer, right?
Right.
Now, the thing is that the puppeteer part was manipulating Kite. So there's probably some manipulator stuff in that Nen ability. But the thing is that if Kite is truly being manipulated,
right,
is Kite conscious,
right,
or not? My thought is that there's some aspect of this where Kite is alive, but not conscious.
Not really. Like
you know
I would
what I'm
not
saying?
be. Yeah, I would not be surprised if he was able to speak, for instance.
Right.
Because that is a very.
You mean if you would be surprised if he was able to speak?
No, I wouldn't be, because that could be something that is not actually Kite speaking. It's just that his body is being manipulated in such and such ways. Air, vocal cords. He's talking, right? But consciousness, that's the real
question.
Like,
yeah. I almost want him to be conscious because my sick little mind thinks that would be way darker.
Right.
But here's the thing. We don't know what Neferpito did.
We don't.
We don't.
Really don't.
All we know is that she saved him for future use.
Yeah.
Now, this is the kind of thing. Though. When you think about typical protagonists and having a mentor that died, you know, and you find out that this person killed your mentor, and I'm so angry. But no. This person didn't just kill your mentor.
Yeah,
they killed them, reanimated them, and maybe killed them over and over and over and over again.
And now you probably have to fight your mentor.
Or at the very least, your mentor was used to train the person that killed your mentor.
That
right. Used.
Yeah.
Like the use that fits within the word abuse. Like that use. And I'm like, oh no. I hope Gon learns nothing about any of this. But at the very least,
but they have to have him learn.
They will.
I hope they do, because that's so juicy.
So back when Kite died, quote unquote, Gon.
Let's just say that back when Kite was killed.
He didn't die when he was killed? Yeah,
exactly.
I got you.
Yeah.
So when Kite was killed, when he was defeated by Neferpito,
right,
Gon, was going to rage, or basically,
Yep.
Killua stops him. One of the things that this show doesn't have is the whole, emotional tie to superpowers being stronger, right? So Killua realizes that Gon's going to do something stupid.
Right.
So he saves his life, basically.
Yep.
What I am interested in is them finding out a way that they can essentially suitably find a way for both Gon and Killua to have, Hatsu techniques that are actual, legit, power-ups. So when I think about the Chimera Ants, right, I think about how it's still not something where Gon and Killua really have a chance, because speed just beats everything,
Yes.
If you're just not fast enough, you'll
dead.
get hit by the locomotive train that is Neferpito's kick from her stupid
Yeah.
That thing where her legs
gross.
swelled and stuff. Gon's head goes flying off. He's dead.
Right.
What I'm curious about is how they can incorporate what we know already about Nen in order to give them something beyond just their Ren being a high output.
Because they've been still practicing the basics, and that's really good.
That's good,
but they do need some higher level stuff for when they do.
We need some really good techniques.
Right. Exactly.
We need the kind of thing.
They need some janky CC, crowd control, whatever. Something that they can use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the kind of thing where it's just no, you make me so angry. Ah, oh,
Right.
Nani, his power level's increasing.
They've been getting stat boosts, which is all well and good and everything, but to win a fight,
right,
they need something they can rely on.
Right. I want like the multi-stage, very clever HunterxHunter style thing where like Gon and Killua figure out their own drop ants into a portal and kill them in a box.
They need
kind
some
of
utility
thing.
stuff.
I want that kind of stuff. Right. So that's a power up for them.
Right.
But I want them to bring back some of the things that made Kurapika so strong.
Exactly.
I want them to bring back that, because every time we get brought back to the Chimera ants, I'm just like, good grief. These guys are so freaking like insanely strong, and they're doing things that are like, there's no reasons for these Chimera ants to exposit like to the heroes like, but you see my ability is blah 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 blah. They're like, no, we're just gonna
adopted that trait as well from humans.
Maybe there'll be one. It'll be this new Royal Guard UP.
Right.
He'll be the kind of one who's just like, I'm hungry. My ability's really strong. It makes me fast.
Of course, they probably would be able to figure that out themselves just by looking at him. If that is what his abilities end up being.
Right. I don't think I can really put him into a box just yet. He does have the I am a demon that's really strong vibe.
Well, and I don't think you can put him into a box because the first thing we saw him do was smash through a wall. So
that too. So I want to see Nen stuff beyond the basics. Hatsu techniques. I want them to bring back the conditions and the vows and all that stuff.
Exactly.
I want there to be a reason beyond Gon and Killua being the main characters as to why they're going to NGL.
Right, exactly.
Because I really don't think, like, it's hard to say this because
they could be useful bait.
I want there to be a fun twist as to how they are actually going, to NGL, because Knuckle and Shoot, while they're great, like, kind of character shticks for now, I really love Knuckle, like, a lot. I really do.
Knuckle's fun.
But the thing is, we have to pull our suspension of disbelief a bit because there's Gon and Killua have to go back.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
That's why I want there to be some twist where it's like everyone goes. And even Palm, like, maybe even goes. Maybe not. I don't know. But, like, they all find some way to make this work. And Gon and Killua have their thing that's unique to them beyond just them being, clever kids that really try and work hard. Like, that's great about them. But I want the extra. Is Bisky going to give that to them? Is Netero going to train them that?
I have no idea.
Navar Morel or one of them?
Because so far in HunterxHunter, the best fights, because I feel like they do this in like percentages. It's not always like just complete tactical stuff.
Right.
Not always, but the ones that end up being the best, are the Kurapika ones, the bomber fights, right? Those kinds of things where they go in depth into that kind of stuff. And with the kinds of things that Gon and Killua have access to right now, it doesn't seem to be anything that can be used in those super complicated ways.
Right, they even called it out with Knuckles saying, like, dude, your rock, here comes rock thing has some glaring weaknesses.
Exactly.
And I kind of have an idea as to what they are, but then again, with HunterxHunter, you can never fully predict everything with regards to these things.
But I'm pretty sure one of them was him basically saying, you're using a channeled ability. All I need to have is an interrupt.
Right. Yeah. We've played video games.
Right. We know how this works.
You just sit here charging my attack and interrupt.
Yeah.
What?
Can't use it for 8
charging
seconds.
my interrupt,
Yeah. Right. And even with Killua, okay, shoot something with lightning. Awesome. But well, that started having less of an effect than he would have liked on these Chimera ants.
Killua needs to go Storm God and like actually have the lightning and him just have like sweet.
Do we need to start playing the immigrant song for Killua?
No, that would be funny, but we don't need any Marvel business up in this anime. Let's keep it in the HunterxHunter classy,
that's right,
complicated, ambitious side of things. If Bisky is saving these 10 days potentially for higher level Hatsu techniques, I'm all for that.
I think the 10 days might have already passed.
I think
Because didn't she say at some point, like,
I'm hesitant to contradict you.
Well, okay, no, I know what you're saying, but didn't she say, like, before they went to fight, she's like, you have about a day left, before the deadline?
No, that was the... Remember how she was like, 10 more days?
Well, right, but after that, didn't she say, all right, you have a day left till the deadline?
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong. I will hesitate to...
Well, but let's go with the best case scenario of she can train them, because that will make things a lot more interesting than, okay, you now have a stat boost, but you don't have any techniques. Go fight the Chimera ants,
Right. Maybe on another level, we might be thinking about this a little bit too far. Like...
Okay.
Gon and Killua need to just be, essentially, they need just to have the stats necessarily to do these kinds of things, so they just don't get one shot.
Sure.
When they go to NGL, what it actually might be is that they're like, okay, good, you're here. We are sieging them in their little, nest thing. Stay here and give us reconnaissance. Here's some walkie-talkies and stuff.
Sure.
We're going to keep this simple here, but you guys don't engage. And then maybe like some other people are like on the way as well, and those people, or maybe like one of the squad stays there, and it'll be like Nav with his portals and stuff.
Or they say, all right, here's what we want you to do. We figured out that there's 3 royal guards. We want you to find one of them, and we want you to kite them.
And they are literally the bait?
Yeah.
I hate it and I love it. Like it just pisses me off because like that makes the Royal Guard seem so stupid.
But it's the idea that like, okay, we can't ignore this threat because otherwise they might go around like actually causing damage to like the rest of, the area or something. Like their actual fortress or the lower level Chimera ants or something. Or
actually, that's a great idea as to how they could have them prove themselves. Is they put them in the box and they open up the box right by the nest, and Gon's like, "Here comes Rock!" And then
Killua just throws him out of the portal real quick. He punches it and then falls back in.
Yeah, they jump back in. They're gone. Big freaking hole in the whole thing there, and it's basically just like, okay. So whatever, that was your strongest attack? Good. We are now like confident in that you guys won't die immediately. We're now going to use you as bait.
Exactly.
Be ready to run.
Keep doing that, and then they'll eventually have to respond. And when they do, we make our move.
Right, and we'll jump into the nest and kill the queen, basically.
Right, because that's what they really need to do. It's not about the Royal Guard or anything.
It really
like
isn't.
That. They just need to stop the spawn point for the enemy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then once that's done, then they can then it's a set problem and they can deal with it then.
I do think though that there's a problem in that the ants themselves are intelligent. Like they are really intelligent. Yeah. And I don't think we should be even discounting non-Royal Guard members. Like the idea that any Nen user could potentially be any Nen user is a thing, but that doesn't just go for the protagonist. That goes for the antagonists.
Yeah, the antagonists as well.
What's the freaking Ramot guy? Like, he actually might be strong. He had his pores and everything all opened up and all that.
Right.
By the way,
that could
guys,
be what they used them for. He's just getting rid of the smaller ones.
Yeah. By the way, guys, this is super late in the discussion, but we do know about how Gon and Killua had their pores forcibly opened by Wing. Apparently, mods are wanting to let us know that there was a lot of people in the comments saying, you remember how that worked, right? You're like, yeah, we do. Yeah.
There was just a little bit of a disconnect up here because we didn't see Wing actually like punch them, so... Yeah, but
so, we understand how the Chimera ants are doing it.
Right,
like, we get it. It's cool.
Yes.
But there's just so many variables on the table.
I know, but I really hope Netero makes some sacrifices. That will be so awesome to see.
Okay, like the proper sacrifice, I would say that leaders tend to make that are good leaders is themselves, though.
But okay,
the one who I think makes the most sense actually to be sacrificed is someone that isn't a massive help to the whole
operation.
At the whole operation, yeah. And I think it would be very cool to have it be one of the kids. And it's not that they're guaranteed to die or something, but
It's like, I hope you can make it out of this,
but like
we're
the
not
odds
helping
are
you.
the odds are stacked against you intentionally.
Right. Exactly.
And if you happen to get out of this, awesome.
That would be a new creative way for them to basically up the dark factor.
Right.
On this show.
Yeah, it's essentially that the hunter organization isn't going to treat them like kids. They're going to treat them like hunters because they're hunters.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter who you are, what age you are, or anything. If you're here, you're involved with this, and we have to go all the way.
And maybe that's the reason why they wanted to make sure they were at a certain threshold, is not necessarily so they can survive, but just so that they can keep the Chimera ants busy long enough. They can do their sacrifice and have it work.
Also, maybe so that they don't feel guilty about sending in, novices to do this here. That might be actually why they want them to be strong, and why they only sent 3. I mean, we know that's why they only sent 3 is because they don't want to give unnecessary food to the Chimera ants.
Exactly.
And make this whole thing even worse than it already is.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, we do need reinforcements, so we'll make the criteria extremely high. And that's something we've already talked about. So we'll end the discussion right about here, guys. But, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sticking to the discussion if you're one of those people. But this arc is so crazy.
It's about to get even crazier, though.
Like, we know it has to get crazier, but it's the thing of that, like, there's so many variables on the table. I'm feeling like, my inner GM mind is just like, too many things. I can't keep track of them all.
Too
because
many variables.
Once the variables all start moving, like simultaneously,
right?
Or like even at the very least half of them start moving simultaneously, it's like, my head, I can already feel it like hurting because like this is something that Tagashi made,
he probably lives for exactly these
kind of situation. It's the opposite of the world building thing that he did with Greed Island, and it's now the character execution,
right? The plot execution and all that, and what can happen with all this stuff that I've set up,
right?
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. All right, guys. Well, if you want to watch the next 2 episodes reactions right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there, and all that. All the support there comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about stories, net abilities, or whatever. And if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob,
and we'll see you all next time.